Hello, welcome to Ikate's Crossing. Now, I was shuffling the Native American Tarot because I want to explore a card, and this card flew out. So should we have a look and see what the card is, and then we can dive a little further into it and see what the meaning behind it is. Okay, we've got the Sled. Okay, Sled is the key card number 7, which is like the Chariot. So we're talking about direction, aren't we? We're talking about direction. We're talking about successes and victories. Let's have a look and see what it says in the guidebook. You know, think about what does the Chariot or the Sled mean to you in regards to, or key number 7 mean to you in regards to moving forward, black and white, the sense of being pulled in different directions, trying to make sure you're focusing on the right direction, for the right path in regards to triumphs and successes and victory and things like that. It's those moments of victories which are important. So let's have a look and see what do we know about the Sled. Okay, so I've got the card here. Let's have a look at the meditation first. Let's have a look at the meditation for the Sled in regards to the book. Okay, so take a minute. Take a nice deep breath. And I want you to just focus for a minute. I just want you to connect with the characters in this card. Have a look at the character. Who is he? What story is he telling you? Okay, as you connect. The scent is sandalwood. The colour is turquoise. The meditation, I am successful. The affirmation, I use my understanding and self-assurance to fulfill my needs and goals. Okay, the meditation is I am successful. The affirmation, I use my understanding and self-assurance to fulfill my needs and goals. So let's just take a moment to think about that. Think about what that means for you. Okay, so let's have a look and see what the Native American symbology is for the Sled. Okay, interesting. The totem animal is actually beaver. Okay, so you want to connect with the beaver animal. The beaver totem. Okay, so think about the beaver. What is the beaver is? Now, Native American symbology is cyclone and force. Okay, so let's have a look. The Sled is, okay, the plant is cactus. Okay, so think about a cactus. So maybe you want to pull out an image of the cactus. Find an image of a cactus. Now you got the crystal is turquoise. Okay, the stone is turquoise, the colour is turquoisey. Okay, and the tool of focus is spear. Okay, music is B. The shamanic journey is the first application, power in the world. Okay, your meditation point is your crown chakra. Okay, with your chakra color of violet. And then I'm not going to go into all the other bits and pieces in regards to the different deities from different things. Okay, but I can go into alchemy. The alchemy for the Sled is to pulverize. Okay, color, of course, we know is turquoise. Planet is Mars. Okay, planet is Mars. Okay, there's so much more information here, but we're not going to go into all that information. So interesting. So let's have a look at the Sled. Let's take a nice deep breath for a minute. Let's just have a listen. The Sled. Other religions teach men what to believe. But in our religion, each man learns truth for himself. There is a word that comes at the end of mescal songs, and that word means the road. Each man's road is shown to him within his own heart. Moaha's Magpie, Southern Cheyenne, Curtis, 1968. Mars, Greek Ares, god of war, who is often depicted riding a chariot, is the traditional archetype for this card. Medievally, a talisman with a chariot symbol was said to bring courage and to provide opportunities for success in war or competition. Martial sorcery was also linked with magic for securing vengeance. Other deities, some warlike and some not, have appeared in chariots. In India, the early warrior caste, sky deity Indra, rode a fiery chariot and wielded thunderbolts, as did the Vedic god Rudra. In his 8th incarnation, Vishnu, as Jagannatha, rode a mighty chariot that received his name Juggernaut. Apollo rode forth each morning in a fiery chariot. Thor too rode a chariot with thunder as his weapon. Triumphal chariot parades symbolized on card 7 of most decks were creations of the Caesars, Alexander and Dionysus. The word triumph was carried down to tarot as trumps. In ancient Rome, triumphal processions were often in honor of a general's successful campaign. The ancient Greeks saw their armies off with rituals and parades. Native America too celebrated her warriors. The Cheyenne Fox Society member carried a stringless bow and a rawhide rope and pin which was tied at his belt and called a dog rope. Fox members were allowed to follow the habits of the fleet and competent fox, who was swift in retreat but a terror when cornered. The Foxmen or Dogmen became one of the leading Cheyenne military societies. When the members paraded around the camp before a battle, the older man would flank them and sing their praises as men about to die in the bravest way possible. Miles in 1985. There is no chariot in the Native American way, but the Inuit developed a similar vehicle that enabled a hunter to travel vast distances over snow-covered, frozen tundra. The sled, pulled by as few as 4 and as many as 12 dogs, helped the Inuit range from Siberia to Greenland and beyond. The sled shows an Inuit hunter standing behind his sled, his 4 dogs ready to be hitched up front, a whalebone spear in his hand and in his scepter, his rod of power. He wears a sealskin backpack, a furred parka. His hair blows freely in the Arctic wind. The Inuit hunter had a solitary existence, whereas the chariot became the float of a parade in Greco-Roman times. The Inuits' victories were unmarked by celebration, beyond the daily celebration of life. The classical charioteer warred against human rivals. The Inuit warred with a far more humbling opponent in an arena where victory was survival. The Inuit battled nature and he fought alone. Symbolically, the charioteer had both his carnal and his spiritual urges under control. His will is the glue in his universe. Christian called the card the domination of spirit over nature, the submission of the elements and forces of nature to intelligence and the labours of man. This can be implied positively, as with all the Inuit, or negatively, as with the rape of Mother Earth, in the name of progress. It is a card that represents struggle with no guarantee, but with hope, the possibility of further growth and development on the mundane as well as the shamanic level. There is nothing easy in the struggle to survive an Arctic winter. The world of the Inuit, there are no guarantees, but the sled represents the chance for everyone. Whether the circumstances to win, the Inuit and the Native Americans as a whole were fundamentally survivors, succeeders, winners. They were a product of a challenging environment and they needed their way of life to truly survive. On the whole, the rules of Native American society fostered individual strength, making each member a better person so that all could have the chance to interact honorably. Rules of fasting, for example, enhanced spiritual development. Laws regarding relationships were recorded in one's heart. not carved in stone or written in books. Each person was responsible for his or her own actions and carried the laws within. The Great Mystery has a master plan, but that plan is just an outline. Each bird, each animal and plant is shown what they must do. If we look closely at the birds, however, no two nests are the same. And even with the whole dwelling animals, the muskrat, the rabbit, the bear, the weasel, the fox, no two dens are alike. Each makes a dwelling specific to its kind, then specific to its own needs, desires, and temperament. No two of anything are exactly alike. The elders teach us that the Great Mystery believes in independence and individuality, and the great lesson each must learn is self-reliance. Harry Sparrowhawk, Blackfoot. Outwardly, the Inuit were probably the least communal of any Native American group. They had no courts or councils. An intricate set of taboos and the esteem of one's fellows guided all of conduct. A man's greatest reward or honour was his group's approval, and his greatest punishment was, as with most Native American, ridicule and ostracism. Until recently, the Inuit lived almost entirely on a diet of meat, fish and fat. At least once a day, the Inuit ate boiled meat in a rich broth. Much of their food was eaten raw. Thus they were called Eskimo, a corruption of an Algonquin word meaning eaters of raw meat. However, like most other Native Americans, they referred to themselves as the people in their language, the Inuit. It is believed that the Inuit language is unrelated to any other tongue on earth. Some words hint of contact with Finnish, Lap, Pequot, or even the Aztec Nahuatl, to name a few. But these were likely very ancient contacts, for no real kinship can be demonstrated. At least one authority feels there may be deeper connection with the Indo-European, the mother language of Sanskrit, Greek, Latin, and the Romance languages, German, English, and the myriad of others. For example, ignite comes from the Latin ignis, fire. The Inuit word ignite means to make fire by twirling a stick on a block of wood. A link suggests tentatively tantalizing that the Inuit may descend from peoples of Central Asia and that they still speak a form of Proto-Indo-European. The sled car infers the spiritual life, the light and darkness, divine influence on the energy of man, inspiration. But whether one looks upon this card spiritually or mundanely, one should bear in mind Lame Deer's words. Sorry. A medicine man has to be of the earth. Somebody who reads nature as white man read a book. In the shamanic initiation, the sled represents a lesson of how one learns to use the power with the environment and with other people. Pardon me. It is on the whole the card of the self-made individual who owes survival and success to no one else on a spiritual level as well as otherwise. One must be touched to be enlightened, and the experience of being touched is unique to each person. No amount of knowledge or learning can substitute. The sled speaks of power, your personal power applied to the world around you. The spiritual and material individualist is one who will do whatever it takes to survive, or better yet, to win. When the sled appears, a struggle could be indicated. There is a strong chance for victory. Alternatively, defeat, withdrawal, or injury is possible. But there is at least a chance to win. Okay, that's it from me in regards to the sled. Now let's dive a little deeper into this card. Okay, so we've got the card sled, and we want to dive into, so we want to ask, what could the sled mean for us? Okay, what could the sled mean for us? Whoa, I felt that. These two cards flew out, or they jumped out. Okay, the victory and the success about moving forward. Okay, it's very much for me when I look at this with the Four of Pipes, with the word honor. Okay, so it's very much about honoring who we are as an individual. Okay, but also honoring those around us as we move forward. You know, treating people with respect, respecting ourselves and respecting others. You know, you can be assertive, but you don't need to be aggressive, and you don't need to be nasty. You don't need to be harsh. You know, you can be critical, but you don't need to be mean or nasty. Okay? Honouring those around us as well as ourselves. Very, very important here. Here we got Matriarch of Shields. So I feel that's very much about nurturing our health, our well-being, nurturing, you know, making sure that we're organized, we're planned, we're focused, we're kind and generous to others as well. The Matriarch of Shields can also talk about that sense of being kind, compassionate, generous to others without being too emotionally involved. Okay, you don't have to be emotionally involved to be kind and caring. It's just about being respectful, about honouring others. So when you're moving in the right direction, when you've got the success and the victories that you have, you know, to be victorious, to be successful in the direction you're moving, that sense of, you know, that sense of moving in the right direction or with determination. It's, you know, you can be respectful of not just yourself but of others around you. Super important there. So I think that's quite a cool message to sort of reflect on and think about in this moment. Now I do want to pull out, let me see if I can grab this deck. I'm sure. What have I done? Oh, here it is. Let's pull out the Sacred Path cards. Oh, this flew out. So what actually flew out? The giveaway ceremony. So looking at what we need to release and let go. So take a moment to sort of think about what do we need to release and let go of so that we can move forward to have the success and the victory we need. What are the things that we need to let go of? We need to release. What things are stopping us from moving forward on our journey to have the successes, to have the victories? Interesting to have a moment to think and reflect. Okay, that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links down below. Check the links on my channel. Like, subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care. Peace.